Got my pigs here working behind me, and tonight I'm clearing stone and roots out of the first pasture that they left in order that I can plant afterwards. Loco here is making a fool of our electric fencing. Can jump it at will. Good boy. So yeah, it's amazing how much having the pigs come through here for a week has loosened everything up out of the ground. And it's really easy now to go along and see where the rocks are and pull them up or take stumps out. Things like this were not coming out of the ground very easily prior to this. And the pigs just have it broke right apart for me. This is going to be a lot of work, but I've got a use for all of the stone that comes up out of the ground. Is going to go around the pig shelter so that they don't undermine the foundation of that thing any more than they already have, and around the fencing for the corral itself so that they can't get in underneath that. And then that way all of the stone will serve a purpose over there with the corral and be out of the field here. And we've got to get all of this done hopefully before it rains next so that we can plant our seed and come along with some hay over top of it to cover it a bit, and we'll see what grows over here. You can see how much rock I'm pulling up out of every square meter over here of soil. And I've got really bad ground that I'm starting with. It's going to be interesting to see how well things will grow over here, given that there's rocks and stumps everywhere through this land and very little topsoil. After hauling all the rock off of here, the larger holes that I have, I've just been taking old stumps that I already had junked up and thrown around the block here and putting those in the holes to fill it in some, and then I may come once more over this just with my rake to try to level it as best I can, and the next time it rains I'm going to hit this with a bunch of seed. Along here is all the rock that came off the first field here with our first pass through with the pigs. If I get a chance to rotate through these blocks again, I expect they're going to pull up some more roots and some more rock. We'll just keep bringing it over to reinforce our fencing here. And we now have a section done from the gate all the way around to this rotten tree over here. That's going to help ensure that the pigs don't get out of the corral, so that we don't need this here extra fencing running the perimeter of the corral on the outside. Eventually I'd like to take this down and just use these stakes to make more pasture out here. I'm not spending too much time at this, but I am taking a little bit of time to fit these together so that they're not so easily pushed around and moved. But if I can get enough rock off of the field, eventually I'll just build this up in sort of a column that it would be very hard to undermine. Yeah, you're the reason I gotta do this. seem to be having a really dry summer, as it is probably in a lot of different places with the rising temperatures around the world. Anyway, I did buy a rather expensive starter mix, they called it, which was, I think, 70% Timothy hay and 30% red and white clover. And we're going to try spreading that along with some oats, because the oats are quite cheap. And so I just mixed it all together. We're going to spread it around this corner here today and cover it because we're supposed to get a little bit of rain today. It looks overcast, and tomorrow it's calling for maybe thunder showers, so I'm hoping it's going to be enough to wash us into the ground. Otherwise, the forecast is saying there's going to be at least no rain beyond that for another week. So I'd like to at least get this little corner area done here today, and I've already mixed the seed together. The oat seed is a lot larger than the other stuff, and I'm just going to do this by hand and spread this around. So this is the hope this year, by having the pigs come around and root through our land, that it's going to till up enough soil that we can get some of this here established for pasture. Of course, we don't have any more ground to put over top of the seed to cover it, because we barely have any topsoil over here to begin with. So I purchased hay. It has some more seed in it that might, germinate and grow over here, but it's really meant just to cover the seed, to help shade it while it germinates and to hold the moisture down close to the ground. And the pigs have already rotated off of this pasture and are on to their second one. Soon they're going to rotate on to their third, and I'll continue to come around the central corral and plant the next field. Okay, so there it is. I've covered roughly a 12 by 12 patch of land with about half a bale of hay. It cost me probably $3.50 for the straw. The seed, I think, is going to go a long ways. So now all we have to do is report back on whether or not this grows. Thanks for watching.